What if the strength you've been searching for has been inside you all along, quietly waiting for the moment you believe? Most people spend their lives looking for answers outside themselves, through success, approval, money, or the next big thing they hope will finally make them whole. But there's something far greater than all of that. It's not loud. It doesn't demand attention, yet it has the power to change the direction of your life forever. This power is faith, not just a word, not just a feeling, but a force that can carry you through storms you thought would break you. I want you to imagine something for a moment. Imagine standing in the middle of a raging storm, the wind pulling at you, the rain blinding your vision. You can barely see a few steps ahead. Your heart is racing. You feel small, fragile, and unsure. Now picture something wrapping around you, not to stop the storm, but to hold you steady in the middle of it. That's what faith does. It doesn't always remove the challenges, but it gives you the strength to stand when everything around you is shaking. There's a reason so many people lose themselves when life gets hard. Our minds are wired to focus on danger, to protect us from pain. This is basic human psychology. The problem is, when we let fear guide our every step, we stop moving toward what we truly want. We hide, we settle. We tell ourselves, we'll take that leap when things get better. But here's the truth. Things don't always get better before you move. They get better because you move. Faith is what gives you the courage to take that step before you see the whole path. Every human being has an invisible power inside them. You were born with it. It's the reason some people rise out of impossible situations while others stay trapped. It's not about luck. It's not about having the perfect conditions. It's about what you believe when everything you see tells you it's over. Faith speaks when reality is silent. It tells you that your story isn't finished. And when you truly believe that, something inside you changes. Your mind starts searching for possibilities instead of problems. Your heart begins to expect good instead of fearing the worst. Psychologists talk about something called confirmation bias. It's the way your brain looks for evidence to support what you already believe. If you believe you're stuck, your mind will find proof everywhere you look. But if you believe there's a way forward, your mind will work like a magnet, pulling in ideas, solutions, and opportunities you couldn't see before. This is why faith is so powerful. It doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how your mind works. It literally rewires your brain to notice hope instead of hopelessness. Think about the moments in your life when you felt the most alive. They weren't the times when everything was perfect. They were the moments you didn't know if you would make it, but something deep inside told you to keep going. That's the invisible power of faith. It whispers, one more step, one more try. It doesn't shout. It doesn't force. But if you listen, it will carry you through storms you never thought you could survive. The truth is, faith isn't built in comfort. It grows in uncertainty. It's forged in the moments you can't see the outcome. This is why so many people never experience its full power. They want proof before they believe. But proof comes after you believe. Your mind, your emotions, your actions all start to align with the picture you hold in your heart. And slowly that picture becomes your reality. When you start to live with faith, something incredible happens. You stop feeling like life is happening to you, and you start feeling like you are happening to life. You become an active creator of your future instead of a passive observer of your past. You begin to notice that the same storms that once terrified you are now the winds pushing you toward your purpose. If you've ever felt lost, broken, or like you're running out of strength, I want you to hear this. You are stronger than you think, and you don't need to see the whole staircase to take the first step. Faith is the bridge between where you are and where you're meant to be. And if you stay with me till the end of this message, you'll discover not just how to hold on to that bridge, but how to walk across it with unshakable confidence, no matter how hard the storm rages. Because once you understand the power you already have inside you, nothing will be able to stop the transformation that's waiting for you. I kept this in pure deep motivation style, fully grounded in human psychology and in line with your requirements. Do you want me to now move to section 2 and keep the same emotional and psychological tone? Life will always have storms. Some are small and pass quickly, others feel endless and leave you wondering if you'll ever see the sun again. These storms come in many forms: loss, betrayal, disappointment, failure. They don't wait for the right time, and they rarely give a warning. One moment you feel steady, and the next, the ground under your feet shifts. In those moments, it's easy to feel powerless, as if you've been thrown into the middle of a raging sea with no way back to shore. But this is where faith becomes more than an idea. It becomes your anchor. An anchor doesn't stop the storm. It doesn't calm the waves or change the wind. What it does is hold you steady so you don't drift away. Faith works the same way. It may not remove the challenges you face, but it keeps you from being swept under by them. When fear tries to pull you in one direction, when doubt whispers that you'll never make it, faith keeps you grounded in a deeper truth, that you can endure, that you can rise, that this moment will not define your whole life. Psychology tells us that when people face uncertainty, their minds naturally magnify the danger. They imagine the worst outcome, replay it over and over, and allow it to shape their decisions. This is a survival mechanism, but it also traps us in fear if left unchecked. Faith interrupts that cycle. It reminds you that what you fear isn't always what's real. It challenges your brain's natural tendency to cling to the negative and teaches it to search for the possibility of good, even in the middle of chaos. When you choose to stand in faith during life's storms, you send a powerful message to your mind: I will not be moved. That decision changes everything. It shifts your perspective from being a victim of circumstances to being a fighter in the middle of them. And slowly, the storm that once seemed like it would destroy you becomes the very thing that strengthens you. You learn that you are not defined by the waves that crash against you, but by the anchor that holds you firm. That anchor is already inside you. You only need to trust it. Every human being carries a deep, silent question within: why am I here? What is the purpose behind all the pain, the struggle, the endless effort? This search for meaning is not just a passing thought. It's wired into our very nature. When life feels heavy and confusing, our minds crave answers that go beyond the surface. We want to believe that our suffering has a reason, that the setbacks are not random but part of something greater. Faith steps in to fill this void. It offers a clear and powerful answer to life's hardest questions. Without meaning, life can feel like a series of random events, leaving us empty and lost. But faith gives us a lens to see beyond what is visible. It paints a picture of hope and direction, a story that makes sense even when things don't. When you believe in something greater than yourself, you begin to understand that every challenge, every failure, and every dark moment is part of a larger plan. This doesn't mean life becomes easy, but it becomes purposeful. And purpose fuels the human spirit like nothing else can. Psychologically, having a strong sense of meaning is linked to greater resilience and well-being. People who feel their lives have purpose are more likely to bounce back from hardship, to keep moving forward when others give up. Faith creates that sense of purpose by connecting you to something eternal and unshakable. It transforms pain from something that breaks you into something that builds you. When you start living with this understanding, your outlook changes. You no longer see setbacks as dead ends, but as necessary steps on your journey. You realize that your life is not just about surviving, but about growing into the person you were always meant to be. This kind of belief rewires your brain to look for meaning in every experience, turning even the darkest nights into the foundation for a brighter dawn. In the deepest moments of doubt, when everything inside screams to give up, faith whispers the truth. You are here for a reason, and your story matters. This belief is the light that guides you through the confusion, the anchor that keeps you steady when the world feels like it's falling apart. It's the secret force behind every transformation, every breakthrough, every miracle waiting to happen. Fear is one of the strongest chains that hold people back from living the life they desire. It's a powerful force that whispers lies, telling you that you are not enough, that you will fail, that the risk is too great. But fear is often a shadow, created by what we don't understand or what we have not yet faced. Faith is the key that breaks those chains. When you believe in something bigger than your fears, you no longer have to be controlled by them. Our brains are designed to protect us from harm, which means fear is a natural response. However, when fear becomes the ruler of your decisions, it stops you from moving forward. It traps you in a cycle of doubt and hesitation. The moment you choose faith over fear, you begin to take back control. Faith doesn't pretend that the danger isn't real, but it teaches you that there is a way through it. It opens your mind to courage, not because you are fearless, but because you believe that something greater is with you. When faith replaces fear, it changes how you react to challenges. Instead of shrinking away, you step forward. Instead of giving up, you try again. This shift is more than a feeling, it's a rewiring of your brain that builds resilience and strength. The more you practice faith, the more you weaken fear's grip. It becomes easier to silence the negative voice inside, the one that says you can't, and replace it with the voice that says I will. Imagine how different your life would be if fear no longer held the power to stop you. What could you achieve if your thoughts were filled with belief instead of doubt? This transformation is possible for everyone because faith is a choice you make every day. It is the courage to stand up when fear tells you to sit down, the decision to keep moving forward when your mind begs you to stop. Faith is the bridge from fear to freedom, from doubt to confidence, and it is waiting for you to cross it. Hope is the quiet heartbeat that keeps us alive when everything around us feels heavy and dark. It is the invisible light that shines in the deepest corners of our soul, reminding us that no matter how hard life gets, there is still a chance for better days. Faith and hope are connected in a powerful way. Faith feeds hope, and hope fuels the strength to keep moving forward. When you have hope, you expect good things to happen even when you cannot see them yet. It creates a mental and emotional space where possibilities grow and fear begins to shrink. Science shows that hope is not just a feeling but a skill that can be strengthened. People with strong hope tend to set clearer goals, plan better, and bounce back faster from setbacks. This is because hope gives your brain the motivation it needs to fight through pain and confusion. Faith acts like the soil in which hope can take root and grow. Without faith, hope can feel fragile, easy to lose in moments of doubt. But when faith is present, hope becomes unshakable. It becomes a shield against despair and a fuel for perseverance. This combination allows you to face impossible situations with a quiet confidence, knowing that no matter what, there is a way forward. When you look at the stories of people who have transformed their lives, one thing is clear. They never gave up hope. They held on to their belief that things could change even when the world told them otherwise. That belief kept their hearts alive, gave them courage, and inspired them to take action. Hope is not about ignoring reality. It's about choosing to believe in something better than what you see right now. It is the choice to trust that your current struggles will not last forever. This trust creates a powerful energy inside you, a strength that cannot be measured, but can be felt deeply. When faith and hope work together, they create a force that pushes you beyond your limits and toward a future filled with transformation and joy. True transformation doesn't start with what you do. It starts with what you believe. Change begins deep inside your mind, where your thoughts shape your reality. When faith takes root in your heart, it rewires your thinking. Instead of seeing obstacles, you start seeing opportunities. Instead of focusing on what's missing, you begin to notice what's possible. This shift is the beginning of transformation. Your brain is constantly adapting to what you feed it. If you feed it fear and doubt, it will grow stronger. But if you feed it faith and hope, it creates new pathways that support growth and courage. This is called neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change itself based on what you believe and practice. Faith taps into this power by giving your mind a new lens. It rewires your thoughts to focus on strength, resilience, and potential, rather than weakness and defeat. Transformation isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. Faith helps you shed the limiting beliefs that have held you back and replaces them with empowering ones. It moves you from I can't to I will try, from it's impossible to anything is possible. When your thoughts align with this kind of belief, your actions naturally follow. This inner change is what leads to real, lasting transformation. It shows up in your confidence, your decisions, and the way you handle challenges. The person you become is shaped by the faith you carry inside. Transformation becomes inevitable when your mind is set on belief and your heart is open to growth. The first step toward this transformation is choosing faith in yourself and the journey ahead. When you do, you begin to unlock the strength and courage needed to create a life filled with purpose and possibility. Faith doesn't just change your life, it changes who you are at the core, making every challenge an opportunity to grow stronger. Failure is not the end. It is a necessary part of the journey towards success. Yet for many, failure feels like a wall too high to climb. It shakes their confidence, drains their hope, and tempts them to give up. But faith changes how you experience failure. It transforms it from a stopping point into a stepping stone. Instead of defining you, failure becomes a teacher, showing you what to change, where to grow, and how to keep moving forward. When you believe in yourself and your purpose, failure loses its power to destroy you. It becomes part of the process, not the final outcome. This mindset shift is critical. It rewires your brain to see every setback as feedback, not defeat. The courage to get up after falling is born from faith. The faith that your story isn't over, that better days are ahead. Psychologically, resilience is the ability to recover from difficulties. Faith fuels resilience by giving you something steady to hold on to when everything else seems uncertain. It keeps your focus on what's possible rather than what has gone wrong. This perspective helps you learn from failure without losing your drive. It pushes you to try again, armed with new wisdom and determination. Many of the most successful people in history have faced failure repeatedly. But what set them apart was their unshakable faith in their vision and themselves. They knew that failure was temporary, but giving up would be permanent. This belief gave them the strength to persevere when others quit. When faith guides you through failure, you begin to see that every fall is just a part of the climb. Each mistake is a lesson, each challenge an opportunity to grow stronger. This way of thinking turns failure from a source of fear into a source of power, lighting the path toward transformation and success. Faith is not a solitary force. It creates a ripple effect that spreads far beyond you. When you choose to believe, it inspires others around you to believe as well. Your faith becomes a silent beacon, lighting the way for people who are struggling to find their own strength. This ripple can touch family, friends, and even strangers, building a community of hope and courage that lifts everyone higher. Humans are deeply social beings. We are wired to connect, to mirror the emotions and beliefs of those around us. When someone stands strong in faith, it sends a powerful message. Hope is possible, even when life is hard. This contagious nature of belief can change entire groups, turning despair into determination and weakness into power. Your faith becomes a source of inspiration, not because of loud words or grand actions, but because of the quiet confidence you carry every day. People notice when you refuse to give up, when you meet challenges with calm strength. Without saying a word, you show others what is possible when you trust in something greater than fear and doubt. This ripple effect works both ways. When you surround yourself with people who believe and hope, your own faith grows stronger. Together, you create a network of support and encouragement that makes every challenge easier to face. The power of shared faith can push you further than you could go alone. Understanding this ripple effect changes how you live your faith. It becomes not just about your personal growth, but about lifting others too. Your belief becomes a force that transforms lives, creating waves of hope and courage that reach far beyond what you can see. This is the true power of faith. It never stays inside. It moves through you, touching the world in ways you may never fully understand. The unknown is one of the greatest fears the human mind faces. We crave certainty, patterns, and safety because they help us feel in control. But life rarely offers guarantees. The future is a mystery filled with twists and turns that we cannot predict. This uncertainty can paralyze us, making us hesitant to move forward. Yet faith has the power to transform the unknown from a place of fear into a place of possibility. When you hold on to faith, the unknown becomes less intimidating. Instead of dreading what you cannot see, you learn to welcome it as part of your journey. Faith opens your mind to adventure, teaching you that not knowing every step is not weakness, but a chance for growth. It invites you to trust the process, even when the outcome is unclear. Psychologically, uncertainty activates the brain's stress centers, causing anxiety and fear. But faith acts like a calming balm, soothing the mind and easing the tension. It shifts your focus from what you lack to what you can gain. Instead of resisting the unknown, you begin to flow with it, confident that whatever comes next will lead you to where you need to be. Living with faith means embracing the mystery of life with courage. It means making choices even when you don't have all the answers. It is the trust that beyond the fog of doubt and confusion, there is a path designed just for you. This trust empowers you to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone, and to grow in ways you never imagined. The unknown is no longer a threat when faith guides you. It becomes an invitation to explore, to learn, and to transform. When you lean into faith, You find strength not in certainty, but in trust. This trust makes you resilient, adaptable, and ready to face whatever lies ahead, knowing that you are never truly alone in the journey. Faith is not something you have once and then forget about. It is a daily choice, a small decision you make over and over again to believe when doubt tries to creep in. Every morning offers a chance to choose faith over fear, hope over despair, and courage over comfort. These small choices build up like drops of water, eventually forming a powerful current that carries you forward through life's challenges. Our brains are shaped by habits. When you repeatedly choose faith, your mind begins to expect belief instead of doubt. This changes how you see the world and yourself. It creates a mental environment where hope and confidence can grow strong, making it easier to face difficulties with calm and strength. Choosing faith daily means training your brain to focus on what is possible, even when the present moment feels impossible. This is not always easy. Doubt will come, fear will knock on the door, but faith is the habit of answering with belief anyway. It is the quiet determination to keep going, even when the path is unclear. This practice makes your faith resilient, like a muscle that grows stronger the more you use it. By making faith a daily habit, you create a mindset that doesn't rely on perfect circumstances. You learn to find peace and strength in the midst of uncertainty. Each day becomes an opportunity to practice trust, to lean into hope, and to believe in your own ability to rise above challenges. The power of faith grows through these small, consistent choices. It turns hope from a wish into a reality, doubt into determination, and fear into courage. Living this way changes everything. It makes you unstoppable because no matter what happens, you have built a foundation inside yourself that cannot be shaken. This foundation is faith, a daily choice that shapes your life forever. Your life is more powerful than you realize. Every choice, every action, and every belief sends a message, not just to yourself, but to the world around you. When you live with faith, your life becomes a message of hope and strength, even without words. People watch how you respond to challenges, how you keep going when others give up, and they feel inspired. Your faith becomes a silent force that encourages others to believe in themselves too. This influence is not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up authentically, with courage and trust in the journey. When you carry faith in your heart, it shows in your actions and attitude. Others see it, and it sparks something inside them. They begin to wonder if they too can overcome their struggles and find peace. Psychology tells us that humans are wired to learn through observation. We mirror what we see in those around us, especially when they face difficulties with grace and strength. Your faith can break cycles of fear and doubt in your family, your community, and beyond. It becomes a ripple that changes not only your life, but the lives of those you touch. Living as a message of faith means embracing your challenges and using them as a way to grow stronger and inspire others. It means choosing hope over despair, courage over fear every single day. This way of living transforms you from the inside out and creates a legacy that lasts far beyond your own story. When your life reflects the power of faith, you become a living example of what is possible. You don't need to say a word. The strength within you speaks volumes. This silent influence can light the way for countless others, creating a world where hope and transformation are possible for everyone. When faith becomes the driving force in your life, you become unstoppable. It's not about avoiding challenges or never facing setbacks. It's about the strength that grows inside you when you trust in something greater than yourself. This strength transforms fear into courage, doubt into certainty, and hesitation into action. It makes you resilient in the face of any storm. The transformation faith brings is profound because it changes how you see yourself and the world around you. Instead of feeling like a victim of circumstances, you start to see yourself as a creator of your destiny. You realize that every experience, no matter how difficult, is shaping you into a stronger, wiser, and more compassionate person. This mindset fuels unstoppable momentum. Psychology shows that belief in a purpose gives people the motivation to keep going even when the path is tough. Faith provides that purpose. It anchors you in hope and fuels your desire to push beyond limits. When your faith is strong, you begin to take risks you never thought possible, face fears you once ran from, and keep moving forward no matter what. Being unstoppable doesn't mean you won't feel fear or doubt. It means you have a foundation inside you that can hold you steady through those feelings. It means you have learned to trust your inner strength and the path ahead, even when it's unclear. This trust gives you power, the power to rise after every fall and to keep chasing the life you're meant to live. Faith makes you unstoppable because it connects you to a source of strength that is greater than any obstacle. It turns setbacks into comebacks and dreams into reality. When you live with this kind of faith, nothing can hold you back. You become a force of transformation, not just in your own life, but in the world around you.